Hello, Indonesia. This is Blanks. Check out my interview on CreativeDisc.com, the #1 music site in Indonesia.
Hello, CD lovers. Welcome back to another CreativeDisc exclusive interview. Dunde Yuwono is here as your host, and today we're about to get to know a little bit about this overexcited music boy from Dutch, which recently released his debut album, Nothing Lasts Forever, and That's Okay. So here with me now, Simon de Wit, aka Blanks. Goedendag, Simon. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
That was Dutch. Whoa, I'm impressed.
Well, ik spreek een beetje Nederlands.
Whoa, that's. I'm starting Dutch. I started to talk Dutch right away, and my languages are like glitching in my head right now. But that was actually really good.
Wow, thank you. No, don't ever speak Dutch to me anymore because I don't know afterwards how to it because
Okay.
I do have some friends from Utrecht though, and he wants to teach me how to speak Dutch. I don't know, so I have to learn myself. So how are you, and where are you right now?
I'm in Groningen, which is like 2 hours away from Utrecht. You just mentioned.
Ooh.
I'm doing well. The weather is kind of like bad here, so it's like misty. It's cold. It's like really getting winter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like me releasing an album has been the perfect timing. People can like snuggle up inside and listen to the music.
Agree. Totally agree. But before we start the conversation about your album and your music, though, I have to tell you this. When I first assigned to the interview, Simon, a blank is kind of hit me a little because I was like, wait, where do I know this guy? And when I searched on YouTube, I realized that I've been watching your 1 hour song challenge video this whole time.
No way.
And here you are promoting your debut album with me. And how's the journey from your point of view, though?
It is. First of all, that is so much fun to hear, and second, it's been an interesting ride. I started indeed doing the 1 hour song challenges,
Right.
and that was around the time I started getting interested into writing and producing my own music.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like by making these songs in 1 hour, by remaking them, I learned a lot about the layers a song needs and about the layers which make a song great or work.
Right.
So after doing like a bunch of those, I started getting better at making my original music. And then, you know, if you can make your original music, that's much more fun than a cover. So I started doing that more and more.
Okay.
And now there's a debut album. So yeah.
Ooh, that must be interesting because I know that I've learned also from your YouTube account, you're really releasing bunch of great music as well, your originals, right? And yet you are still posting a YouTube video. I mean, is it hard already to fill in those two fields?
Thank you for noticing that. And yes, it's hard sometimes because it it takes a lot of time to combine everything. And sometimes you just want to hang out in the studio and write a song, and it's like, okay, this week I don't feel particularly creative or something, and then it's like, yeah, but on Friday I want to post a YouTube video, so you have to make something. And then the other weeks you're just like flying, and bam, you knock out a song, and you make a 1 hour song challenge, and everything goes well. But yeah, at times it's a lot sometimes to combine. But I mean, without the challenge, life wouldn't be any fun, I think.
And I do believe that the number 3 vlog will be coming up really soon.
Sorry, the what?
The number 3 vlog, the vlog number 3.
Oh yeah. I think actually in about 2-3 days. This week actually.
All right. So I know that this is gonna be a hard question for you. If you must choose being a YouTuber or a musician, which one do you choose most?
It is a hard question, but I'd say a musician.
Well, okay.
Because you know, I think the most fun part about creating is doing something you like.
Yeah.
And at this point in my life, I really like making songs. And that could be for me, but it could also be for someone else. I mean, I just love music in general.
Right.
But you know, the vlogs are actually a lot of fun to make too. So I'm kind of like, I'm thinking music, but I'm like, oh man, but the videos. But,
right. Because I saw your vlog, and you seems to having fun with all of that. I mean, what is it like? Basically, document anything that you did, and it's kind of fun to watch though.
Thank you.
But
that's the goal.
But I'm curious though, Simon, what is the thing that makes you, what is it like, decided to pursue music in the first place?
When I learned about, okay, so at a certain point, I'm in high school. I'm like playing in cover bands. Music is a
Right,
hobby, you know.
right.
And then with a few friends, I participate in a talent hunt in the Netherlands, and we
Mm,
get to play on national radio. And I'm like, wait a second, you can actually do music and like achieve something. This is cool. So I started studying something completely different. I went to university for information science,
right.
but I started learning how to write and produce my songs because I thought, hey, this is fun. Maybe I can do something with that.
Mm,
And I combined that with YouTube. So I showed people how I make my songs, and I learned about songwriters and producers, so the people who write for other people. And I thought that's perfect. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write and produce for other people behind the scenes. I can make music every day. And then people actually, I thought, okay, I have a bunch of songs. I could just release them under my own name because
mm.
why not? And people just started to pick that up. And then I was like, okay, wait, I could like try to get into that songwriter world, which is pretty hard, or I could do my own thing and do basically what I love for myself. And I decided, okay, well, let's give it a shot. And now we're here. So it's basically, it all just happened on accident. 10 years ago, I had not thought this would happen.
Right, right. And now here you are with
And
the.
now here I am.
But why naming yourself as Blanks? Why don't you come up with the name Simon DeWitt?
Yeah, Simon David, it sounds so Dutch to me. So I was like, okay, if I want to go international, it's not gonna work. And if you translate it to English, it's Simon de White, and it didn't stick. So I was like,
Right.
what can I do with my name, White, and in French you have blanks, and I was like, blanks. That sounds cool, and just kind of stuck.
Okay, okay. I thought that you name yourself Blanks because like you ready to put anything in your blank paper. I mean, as a paper white, you can put anything into it and then create something out of it.
Oh,
That's my thoughts.
that's a much better story. I'm just stealing that.
Okay, so afterwards, if you ask my other media, you can give my answer to them, so that you come up with better better answer. No, no, no. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. So let's speaking about your music. Congrats on your debut album, and nothing
Thank
lasts
you.
forever, and that's okay. First of all, why didn't you choose that name for your debut album?
I learned about the Portuguese word saudade, which is like it's an emotional state of melancholic longing to something that's never coming back.
Right.
And I love that concept. You know, I have a lot of memories with my best friends during summers that I think back on, and I get so happy, but I also get sad because I'm never gonna experience it exactly that way. It's kind of like a bittersweet emotion, which I think is beautiful.
Hmm.
So that's the word saudade. I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should call my album that. But then the longer I thought about that, I was like, it's kind of a weird title. So I explained this to a friend of mine,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, so basically it means that nothing lasts forever, but that's okay. And I was like, dude, that's the album title. And I wrote it down. And then a month later, I read that again, and I was like, yeah, it's
Wow.
so good. It's
Yeah, yeah.
exactly what it needs to be.
Yeah, because it gives us some kind of hope that yeah, I know that nothing lasts forever, but that's okay. You can get anything that you want afterwards, right?
That is it. Yeah.
That's also what I felt about when I listened to your album. I love it, by the way. I love the
Thank you.
synthesizer thing that you did throughout the album, and I do feel like kind of throwback to the year of 80s. I must say,
Oh,
with synthesizers happening on the songs. Was it intentional to you? I mean, is that you're saying that this is my character, my type of music, or is this like intentional?
yeah, it's definitely intentional. I love music from the '80s, and because the whole album is basically based on that making memories or the soundtrack of your memories idea, I thought, okay, what music was the soundtrack to my memories? And a lot of '80s music is that. So I thought I need to give like a little hint to that era.
Mm.
So there's a lot of synthesizers. There's a lot of like drum hints, and sound wise, there's a lot of hints to that era, and that was definitely intentional. Yeah.
Ooh, and in hope that it become the soundtrack of someone's life as well, right?
Exactly. I feel if someone listens to the album, feels a little melancholic, gets a little nostalgic, and then feels like I want to go on an adventure and blast this album, then that will be it.
Right. Because I do imagine that I will go to some places blasting on your album through the recorder or something, and then singing my lungs out when I doing some road tripping or something. It's kind of great. It's
That is it. That is it. That's just it. Yeah.
okay. So speaking about writing or concepting the music, do you happen to write the lyric first, or you just like find the beat or find the what is it like the concept first? How's that? How
Um.
process?
Yeah. Good question. I'd say it differs, but most of the time I try to set up some sort of vibe production wise. So I go for like a sound and then maybe some drums, and then I have like a bare bones production.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this. I'm gonna try to come up with a vocal melody, and then actually the lyrics are most of the time the last part of the chain. So I'll have like a basic production done. I will have like a vocal melody which sounds like yeah the blood and da da da. I will sing like words like that,
Mhm.
and then at the last stage I will be like, okay, what are the words that need to be on that melody?
Oh, okay. So when it comes to writing some lyrics based on that what is it like bottom line or something, did you like feel the beat and then try to emphasize it into the lyric, or just like put
Yeah.
some lyric that fits into the beat?
Um. Well, actually, a really good question.
I'm curious
I
because
feel like, for
you
example,
made some great tune, by the way. That's what makes me think that do he create the lyric first or the beat first? And when it comes to beat first, is he thinking about the lyric as well as the beat? I don't know. What's the process?
okay, so I'm gonna give a very specific example. I'm Sorry, which is the piano ballad on the album.
Right,
That
right.
is a song you come up with the chords, and then because it's just the piano, you have to focus on the lyrics. So that's a song you come up with the chords, the melody, the lyrics, and it's all very intertwined.
Hmm.
The lyrics go basically some sort of verse there. But a track like Dance Like This, for example, I had the beat, I had like the whole melody,
Hmm.
and but it was just like gibberish, blah 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 blah. And
Right.
I'm just like listening to the beat over and over, and I'm like, okay, what does the beat trying to say? So I'm literally listening to the sounds, and I'm like, okay, what would make sense if the lyric would be, for example, yeah, late night drive to the city. Does the beat sound like that? Yeah, it sounds like that. Okay, I'm writing that down. Then I'm going step for step,
Okay.
picking that out.
Wow. That makes sense though. That makes sense because whenever I heard that song, it's kind of represent the beat and the lyrics come into the sense that yes, that's the perfect beat for that lyric. No, you know what I mean? It kind
Thank
of
you.
the way you explain it to me. So I know now that you both do the same thing. I mean, you both you also write the lyric first, and then you also write the lyric based on the beat. But
Yeah.
speaking about the music, I know that you've been friends with tons of talented musicians, and you also invited them to your YouTube videos, right? But is there
Yeah.
a musician that you'd like to invite to do some duet though on your next project,
Mm,
perhaps?
definitely. I would love that.
Hmm.
Um, we're actually behind the scenes working on like seeing who we can get on a collab project, because I would love to do something like that. But that's all like in very early stages, so I can't like name any names. We haven't like
Hmm.
begun to really do things. But yeah, for example, Alfie and Sloan from Dayglow and
Yeah.
people like that.
Do you
It's just
happen
they're
to hear?
incredible.
Do you happen to her Office new latest track though? It's kind of
I was scrolling on Twitter before I saw he released something, but I didn't hear it yet.
it's so good. 3D feelings. It's so good from Alfie Templeman. It's kind of nice.
I'm gonna check it out after this interview.
So, is there like any particular name besides like Alfie Templeman, Dayglow? Is there like any wild imagination that you have to do some collaboration with?
If I could name anyone, okay, anyone, I'm dreaming big now.
Yeah,
I love John Bellion. I'm not sure if you know him.
I know him.
Oh yes,
Dude,
you're a man
he's
of
a musical
taste.
genius, you know. I mean,
He, I know he's so as an artist, he is incredible, but also as a songwriter, he works
right,
with Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber,
right.
just to name a few, Maroon Five. If I could work with him, and it doesn't matter in what capacity, if I could work with him on something, that will be like a dream come true.
Right, right. Not always a duet, but when you can write with him in the same room, that would be
I will
great.
be exactly. I will be like over the moon.
I would love to have uh to be present in that room as well. I mean, I admire John Bellion so much. I admire his work. I admire his music and the way he wrote any kind of music. I mean, it's kind of nice though. It's great.
Yeah, that will be definitely a dream.
So, Simon, this is my last two questions for you. The first one is the question that I've already asked to many of musicians, and they have their own perspective into it. So, in your perspective, what is music?
Oh wow. Okay.
Serious down here?
I did not expect that question. Okay, to me, I think music is a way of capturing a moment or a feeling into sound. And that can be anything. That can be like a sad thing, it can be a happy thing. I think it's if a good piece of music is basically a piece of bottled feelings. So it's kind of like someone gives you the music, you listen to it, and you kind of drink the feelings of the maker.
Right.
I feel like that.
And you also bottle your feelings through that music, and whenever you heard that music again in like 5 years or 10 years, you still kind of feel the same feeling whenever you first hearing that music, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's a great representation of music. Thank you so much for that. So
thanks for the question.
My last question will be a message to your Indonesian fans who happen to know you through YouTube as well as like me, or just admire your work all along.
So what I gotta say to them, or
any message to them? Yeah.
First of all, thanks for caring. I would love to say to everyone, thanks for caring, because without you, this would be nothing. And I just hope that the only way I can like repay you for your attention is to make the best album possible. I tried to do that, and I hope that whenever you listen to it, it makes you feel something. It like really hits your soul. And as I mentioned, I hope you want to go on an adventure. And if this album could be some part of you making a new memory, then I would be super happy.
Mm-hmm. And the mission's complete.
The mission will be complete. Yeah.
that is a great message to the people that listening to you for a long time now. You've been like in the music industry like since 2018, 2017, if I must say, right? It's
yeah, I think about 3 years, something like that.
4 years, right? That's a great year, and to be able to release a debut album, that's a great achievement of yours. And I hope you success in near future, and I hope to see you in Indonesia and play some festival here, because we got a lot of festival after the COVID. I believe that we can meet someday.
That will be amazing.
That will be amazing. But thanks, Simon, for your time to talk to us. And
dankjewel.
That is City Lovers. Thank you so much for watching and listening to the interview with the one and only Blank. See you again on the next CreativeDisc exclusive interview. Dah.